everyone, it's Miss Davis. We're going to go ahead and finish up Chapter 7 today, yay, with Section 7, Chapter 12, Section 7, all about dilations. As you can tell with our I will statement here, I will use scale factors to dilate images. Now remember, dilations can be enlargements or reductions, so that's what we're going to learn today to determine which one is it going to be, enlargement or reduction. And is it going to stay where it is, or is it going to do an actual 180-degree rotation? Okay, well, the first thing you need to know is that we represent scale factors sometimes in our formulas with letters such as K, and that's what I'm going to use here. If you notice, we have a regular coordinate, X and Y. I just multiplied both my X and my Y by that scale factor, and if you'll just replot the new point, or plot the new point, it will show you exactly where it needs to be. So by looking just at scale factors, though, we can tell, is it going to enlarge my original figure or my pre-image, excuse me, or is it going to reduce it? Right here, if you'll notice, if I have a positive whole number, it is going to be an enlargement with no rotation. So in other words, it's just going to be enlarged right around the regular image or the first pre-image, okay? If I have a positive fraction, now notice this is a 1 over a number. We're not talking mixed numbers or improper fractions where you have 3 over 2 or something like that, because that puts it into a different category, such as enlargement. But here, if it's 1 over a number, you have a reduction with no rotation because it's positive. So as long as the number is positive, you have no rotation. But if you notice, if I switch my scale factor to a negative, I now have a 180-degree rotation, which means that wherever, if it started going in this direction, now it's going to go in this direction and head down here. And if it's a negative whole number, I'm going to enlarge it. And if it's a negative 1 over a number, it will be reduced. Okay, let's see a little bit of demonstration of this. The first one I want you to see is this guy. Okay, so once again, if you haven't stopped or paused me, you may want to do that now so you can go ahead and get that information written down as well as this drawing. All right, so go ahead and do that now and catch up with me when you're finished. All right, welcome back. Let's see if we can put a little bit of understanding to this. You'll hear things called the center of dilation. Okay, this is a point that extends through every vertice of the image that you were talking about. Okay. If I were to start with this as my pre-image and I went this direction to make it larger, that is a positive whole number scale factor. Okay? If I started with this one as my pre-image and I went smaller, that's where you have the positive 1 over a number scale factor. Okay? Now, when you start talking negative scale factors, that's where you actually flip it all the way around, and it'll be on this side of the center of dilation. Okay? All right, now talking about multiplying our scale factor by our coordinates, let's practice this a little bit, okay? Here are your coordinates, and here's your scale factor. So go ahead and get these written down, okay, and then come back to me. All right, let's go ahead and practice multiplying our coordinates by the scale factor. If you notice, I did J, 0 times 2, 0 times 2. When I work that out, I get J is at 0, 0, the center now, okay? K here, I multiplied each of the coordinates by this scale factor. All right, so I got negative 2 and 4. And then I did it for L. Okay, so 3 times 2 and 4 times 2 gives me 6, 8. Now, when I plot these points, what should I get? I have a positive whole number, which means it should be larger in the same direction as the original pre-image. Okay, let's do one more example. This one right here, I gave you a fraction for a scale factor, so what do you think it's going to do? It is positive, so no rotation, and it's a fraction, so it's going to be reduced. Right. So here we just multiply each of our coordinates by that scale factor, multiply them out, and simplify them down so that we know what the new coordinates are going to be. And when we plot these, we're now going to have a bigger pre-image because we have just reduced the new image. All right? All right, that actually concludes our notes for today. So all you have to do tomorrow, we will go over this more in class, and we will apply it to our own artwork. So you can kind of start thinking about what image you want to draw and how you're going to enlarge and reduce it in class tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or Miss Scott, and we will see you tomorrow.